Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today things have changed a wee bit because I've got a different camera set up. I've got one on the computer screen, the webcam, and I've got the HD camera here. So hopefully this is working okay, and I'll check it in a wee second. But welcome back to today, welcome to Friday. This is going to be a good one. We're going to do a spotlight on Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to be huge, and I cannot emphasize that enough. I know I've said it loads of times in the past, but I'm going to say it once more by doing a 10-minute spotlight. Now, when I was thinking about the 10-minute spotlights, I was thinking, right, I'm just going to do gems, hidden gems that are kind of under maybe 5 million in market cap. Obviously, Ethereum is 19 billion in market cap. I genuinely think it's going to go much, much, much higher this year, and I'm going to show you some things and why I think that. And there's some hidden potential there that nobody's really talking about as well. Predominantly kind of tokenization, I think, is going to be huge, and we're going to look at a couple of things there as well. But we'll be looking at the actual charts as well. We'll also be looking at the Bitcoin chart. We'll be doing technical analysis. We'll be looking at news as well, and we'll be looking at some of your charts if we get time to it as well. So let me just switch over just now. So we've got a different view and see if we've got some people in. We have got a few people in, so I'm just going to jump over and welcome some people in. So we've got Stephen King is in the house. Welcome to you. Chris Camus is in. Goddy Boy is back with us. Honest Crypto Journey is in. Kundalini 2222 is in the house. Who else? Axel has joined us as well. Okay, apologies for yesterday as well. The sound, Wirecast, well, it's not Wirecast. I don't know if it's a combination of my computer and Wirecast as well, but I think it was Wirecast, I'm going to say that. The sound just was not working at all just before I was due to go live. Well, about half an hour before it. I usually set everything up, but it just wasn't working, so I do apologise for yesterday. We've got it sorted now, and I've kind of changed the setup a wee bit when I was doing things, sorting it yesterday. And I made a video for my other channel yesterday as well, just to see if things were working, but I use a different software anyway. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday. However, we're here. We're here just now. We're here today. That's all that matters. Honest Crypto Journey, I agree Ethereum is going to be massive due to DeFi development in 2020. That's why it's 25% of my SIP. Excellent. I'm starting to build up my actual Ethereum, not my SIP. I've still not transferred that over. I've tried to contact that guy, Stuart. He's not replying. He's not answering. But I'll try and get back to him. Mitch Dieter is in the house as well. But yeah, Ethereum is going to be my main, probably my main focus for this year, if I can get it under $200. So just keep accumulating under 200. But I do think it's going to go up to $1,000 at least by the end of 2020. That's a 400% increase. Okay, let's jump into the markets just now and see what is going on. Now, I need a wee cuppa. Okay, we have the Bitcoin price, 9,363. It did get up to 9,560. It did get up there, and I was expecting a bit of a pullback. It did pull back. It's pulled back to this level, but hopefully it's going to go back up to here. If it hits 10,000, that's going to be extremely, extremely bullish. But I think that's going to be a big, big resistance area. But we'll look at the chart in a second. We've got an overall market capitalization of 258 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 66%. It's not that high. Because they also gone up, Bitcoin's gone up as well, which is really great news. This could be the start of a run. I've been saying this for ages. I've been saying for ages, once the altcoins go up as well as Bitcoin going up, that could be the start of the bull run. We're just starting to see that just now. Really over the last couple of weeks, to be honest. So we're starting to see that. This could be the start of something much, much bigger. But you know what crypto's like. It could change in the next hour or so. And not to put a damper on things. Okay, who's the winners and losers? We have V Systems is up 23%, Zcoin, Blockstamp, Monocoin, Icon, all up in double-digit greens. That's the only 5 in double-digit greens. The rest are kind of higher. Litecoin's gone higher as well. I said that was going to go up to the $100 mark after the coupling handle. We'll look at that as well. And it's starting to happen. Ethereum's gone up as well. iExec has started to move up as well. I was talking about that going up to 10,000 Satoshi. That is now moving up. I think it's 7,300. Who's the losers? Not the losers, but who's just kind of lost. Kick token down 21%. Bitcoin down 11%. I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. I keep saying that. But it's still there. still in the top 100. There's a couple of others as well. What's the percentage? Not that much. About 35% in the red, just in the red. And we'll change it to Satoshi value. Does this change? This is a sign. Yeah, round about the same as well. So that's a sign that they're going up in tandem. Bitcoin price is going up, and people are actually still buying the altcoins as well. That's a good sign. We'll look at the overall markets and see who the biggest gainers and losers are. And just refresh this because it always changes. Yeah, nothing much there. EOS DAC up 546%. XStock is up 111% over the last 24 hours. Streamitcoin up 84%. Gossamer, When token, Bitfex, Unibright has moved up again, 40.71%. So that's done really well since CYT-Crypto highlighted it. Every coin is up 40%. Flow Presearch has gone up again. I noticed that going up the other day. What is that? I'm just going to take a quick look at Presearch as well. The volume is really good on that. I just want to take a quick look at Presearch. 4.6 million. So it has been higher. I think Jeff Kardakis was looking at this, 123 million. So I've noticed it going higher over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So it's went up about 5, probably 7x. It's went up 700% in the last couple of weeks. So, and that's doing well as well. NOIA is up 24%. So that's, I'm just looking for kind of big ones there. Blockstamp is up again. Function X is up 29%. Okay, let's look at crypto bubbles. We'll just look at it over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin again, it's doing its thing, just trying to grab the limelight. And this is over the last day in USD. Lambda, BSYS, Mona, XZC is up as well. That's the big ones. Beam is starting to move as well. We'll look at Satoshi value. Should be around about the same. Yeah, you can see that didn't even move there. So the last hour in Satoshi value, Bitcoin, 50-50 for the reds and the greens. We'll look at USD value. Changes slightly to green, so that means there's Bitcoin going up quicker than the alts being bought. It looks like it at the moment. About ever so slightly, it's not by that much. So it's good to see that as well. We have to remember it's good to see that. Fiat and Greed Index 55, so it's come down a wee bit. It was yesterday, it was 57, so it has come down a wee bit. And the Fiat and Greed Index, which is kind of middle of the road just now. It says greed, but we're just bordering into the greed territory, but not by that much. Sentiment, we'll look at Bitcoin is 56.55. I expected it to be lower than that since it's gone up and since I had the 9,500 mark and come back down a wee bit. But it's staying stable. Ethereum 61.12, that has gone up. Litecoin 81.02, expected that to be high. XRP is up to 71.22. We'll look at the Satoshi value of XRP. I think XRP is going to jump big time as well coming up. Same with Ethereum, same with Litecoin, same with BNB. There's a lot that are going to jump up. Cardano's already started to move as well. 57.09. So what's happening just now is a lot of the quality alts, the cream is going to rise to the top. They're starting to move. We're also getting the big kind of alts, the big market cap alts that are starting to move as well, like Ethereum, kind of Litecoin, etc. So they're all starting to move. Individual coins, we'll just look at, see if there's anything that stands out that's not jumped up already. Presearch, we've just seen a good volume on Presearch. Navcoin has started to move, 92.11. It's only up 1.13%, but the relative trading volume is 61.02%. What else is doing well? Litecoin 81.02, 160%, but it's up 10% already. Icon has started to move already as well. High performance blockchain up 60%. Is that right? I didn't see that. Going up. HPB. No, it says 15%. So I don't know if that is that right. Maybe that's talking in. So maybe it's just got a different time scale. Or the different times that it changes over. I'm just going to look at the last 7 days. Yeah, it'll be different times, that's what it is. Still 31st of January. Yep, that's fine. So that's what it is. I thought it was totally wrong there, but it's not. It's just they go in different times. So it's a rolling 24-hour period. NIX is up as well, 1.97%, but high in kind of sentiment. Relative trading volume is not that high though. RLC, relative trading volume, 303%, 73.11. That's up 5%. I still think that's a lot to go. We're going to get, I'd say, another 50% out of RLC in the short term. Long term, even higher. We've got XRP going up as well. 2,564. It's at a low just now. I think this could be a really good point to look at XRP, but I've been saying that for months as well. But we have been accumulating for XRP. It has been accumulation zone. Okay, we'll just jump back over, see who else has joined us, if anybody. Ross Davidson is in. Chris Camus, BTC has close to 10.5k. If it does, we're on a journey. Yes. I think above 10,000. 10,000 would be a big, huge psychological barrier for it. I think it would get rejected around about the 10,000, possibly. But we'll look at that in a second as well. ETH1 is in the house. Welcome to you. Kick token is a frozen token. Ah, right. Didn't know that. Kundalini, I'm accumulating DeFi projects at the moment, 2 alongside ETH. Yes, I think there's quality DeFi projects out there, and there's going to be new ones coming on board as well. That we're not going to know about. That's just going to overtake the space as well, because this is a beginner space if you think about it in DeFi space. Kyber, Link, RLC, Enigma, and Z, all good ones. ETH1, Link is good. Yeah, Link is good. It's up to the $1 billion mark, and that's the only thing just now. But it could still 10x and go up to 10 billion. So it's, but I'd want to look at ones that are just coming up, like iExecRLC. Lenny V is in the house from the Philippines. Welcome to you. Good to see you here. I don't think I've seen you on the channel before, but welcome to you. Good to see you. Where do you see Ethereum price 2 to 3 years from now? Guesswork, I know. $2,000. At least I would say $2,000 for Ethereum. Honest Crypto Journey, Tone Vase is saying he expects and wants BTC to retrace back to 7,900 before he believes BTC will break 10k, and only then will he be bullish. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Everybody still pays attention to Tone Vase. I do like him. I must admit, I do watch his channel, but I don't hang everything on what he says, because he's been wrong so many times, as has everybody else been wrong. I've been wrong. Everybody's been wrong. Novogratz has been wrong. Tom Lee has been wrong. Tone Vase has been, just everybody has kind of been wrong about it, but we still kind of pay attention. So we have to, this is why it's so important to do our own research, because might be talking mince as well. Tone Vase might be talking mince. Tom Lee might be talking mince. This is why it's important to do our own research. Okay, we'll dive over to Binance and KuCoin, see what's going on there. See what I mean? Here we can see on Binance, we're still mostly in the green. We've only got a couple of pages in the red, and yet Bitcoin is still going up. So this is where we're seeing a big run up just now. Now, HOT, I keep saying about HOT, I'm really frustrated with HOT because it's not, I kind of recommended at 9 Satoshi, between 8 and 9 Satoshi, and it's come down to 6 and 7 Satoshi. I still think they could do extremely well. I still think HOT could do extremely well. I just think they've kind of been forgotten about just now. And I think just now, 7 Satoshi, I don't know if I'd say it represents a good opportunity because I've given them so many chances. But I was tempted to go in at 7 Satoshi. I was just so tempted. Thinking, and just hold for the longer term, just see what happens and just lose $500 and just be prepared to lose it. But 7 Satoshi just looks so inviting just now. So it's not in the bucket just now. It's not in that bucket of Christ knows what's happening with it. But it's getting close to that bucket. And I was just about to put it in the other day, then I seen it. I don't know. I'm just really torn for HOT just now. Anyway, Cocos is not up 20%. It's only changing between 5 and 6 Satoshi. XZC is up 19%. That's a genuine. MDA, CTXC. I wondered when that would start going up. Start to move just now, 15%. These kind of Binance charts are so slow. Did you get that sorted? SC is up 12%, Litecoin doing well 10%, Beam doing 9.54%. H-bar, that represents possibly a good opportunity. I just don't like the tokenomics, but that could be a good opportunity as well. Right, KuCoin, what's happening on KuCoin? DAG doing the swap just now. I think they're doing the swap on KuCoin over to the mainnet, and they'll do that automatically. If you've got the coins on KuCoin for Constellation, they'll do it automatically, I think on the 11th of February. So that's going to happen on the 11th of February. It's still down at these prices at 119 Satoshi. Still think it represents a brilliant opportunity, and this is one of the ones that I think is going to be really big in the kind of big data space. It's going to be huge, I think, in that space. What are the projects? COTI we've been looking at, 127. It was, I think it got up to 135. Yeah, it got up to 135 there. 133, I do apologise. I thought I was out at 135 at one point, but 133 it got up to. I think this is just the kind of tip of the iceberg for COTI. I'm hoping that is going to be the case for them, and obviously I'm in it as well, so full disclosure. What other ones? We'll just have a look at. So we've got Litecoin 10%. Maker is up 0x 3.84. Ethereum is up as well, and we'll be looking at those charts in a second. Neo, I think, could be a wee dark horse. I think that could really jump up big time. FX has gone up 35%. This is obviously PundiX. NOIA 25%. EDN, VSYS, PAL, EGT, all up. See, all good, all looking good. We've got a couple of pages in double-digit greens for KuCoin. So it's looking great for a big run-up for the alts as well as Bitcoin, but it could halt any time. So just be very, very careful. Okay, we'll look at Bitcoin chart, see what's going on. 9,360 for that. So it's still looking good. It's holding above 9,300, which is really, really bullish for me. I think that's a brilliant case. We're just going to zoom out here and look at this. These red lines, I've told you before, these are just extrapolated information from 2015 to 2017, and that kind of point where it got to around about 20,000. It's just been kind of extrapolated and put onto here as well. It's overlaying on this chart. So we're kind of at that level just now where we're it's kind of playing very close to what it did back in 2015, at the start of the 2015 Parabolic run. And we'll just kind of zoom out. I want to look at something else I've not looked at, the weekly guppy as well. I'll look at that in a second. So we'll come down here. So as I said, 2015, which is where we're looking at here, September, and all the way run up. So we're just taking out that information, the kind of parabolic rise there, and putting it, extrapolating and putting it onto here and overlaying it to what could happen for the end of 2021. So 2019 to 2021, that's what could happen. It's only a could happen. So I'm still looking for it to go up before the happening in May, to go up to around about 13,500, then come back down and see what happens there. So Tone Vase was saying about 7,900. That would kind of put it round about here actually. So it would still stay within that line, this long-term support line. I'm still holding to that. If it falls below that, I'm taking that as a barometer that something's wrong with Bitcoin, or something's seriously wrong with Bitcoin if it falls below that for any length of time, i.e. 2 or 3 days. We're still in this descending channel. We're still out with the descending channel and using this as support. Pretty soon we'll be able to take that away because it'll be a new trending channel, and it'll be an upwards channel, an ascending channel that we're at, and we're kind of starting to form that just now. If we look on the daily, we're starting to form an ascending channel there as well, which is in parallel with this as support line, and then it'll be an ascending channel as resistance here as well. So pretty soon we'll be able to get rid of this, but we'll keep it in for the moment. So it's still looking okay, still looking good for Bitcoin. I think for the Bitcoin price, I think we're going to go up for the weekend. Usually the weekends are slow for Bitcoin, but I think we're going to go up for the Bitcoin price and the alts as well over the weekend. Now we have to look out for any breaks. Obviously down below 9,000 would be a bearish sign short term. As long as we stay above this support line, around about the 8,200, I think we'll be okay. But a break below 9,000 just now would be seen as bearish, and I think a lot of people would sell off at that point. Now, what we're going to do is we'll look at Bitcoin on the 4-chart system we've got set up here. So 9,352. Where are we with RSI? We're 66.04, not that high. We've kind of crossed over on the daily MACD again, which is another good sign. We crossed over, came back down, crossed over again. So crossed back over, volume is picking up as well. So it's looking actually quite good for Bitcoin in all aspects. It's more bullish than bearish here. I think a lot of people are prepared for a fall, or they're expecting a fall. Not because of any technical indicators, not because of any fundamental indicators, just because we've been here before. That's why they're expecting a fall. I'm expecting a fall just because we've seen all this before. We get hyped up and we go, everybody's going crazy. It's going to go parabolic, it's going to go mental. And then it just drops and then you go, oh shit, the sky's just going to fall again. It's just one of those times. So we're all bullish just now. We're all feeling very positive, but we've been here before. Just can remember that. We have to be very, very careful. Okay, jump back to chat before we look at why I'm thinking looking at Ethereum as well. ETH1, don't buy, take care. Don't buy ETH. Or don't buy Kick, I'm taking, right, yeah, don't buy Kick token. Oh, right, so I've missed a couple. The way I have my chart set up, HOT should make a move by the 18th of February. Be interesting to see that. Debbie C has joined us. Good to see you, Debbie. Okay, Ethereum, what's going on? So we know Ethereum 2.0 is coming up. We know there's going to be a transition from Ethereum 1.0, and that's going to take place. Well, there's a couple of ways that's going to take place. It's going to take place through sharding, essentially, and that's like sharding. How do you explain? Okay, sharding, where did I can't remember where I heard it. Sharding is kind of like going along the motorway, and you've got lots of different roads going alongside you, so it kind of speeds up the transactions. So that's what sharding is like. So it's not just one kind of road that a transaction is taking place. It's taking place across lots of different roads. So if you think of a transaction as a car along one stretch of a motorway, along one lane of a motorway, obviously if there's traffic in front of it, it can slow the car right down. It could slow you to a stop. But if you've got lots of different lanes, plus tens, hundreds of different lanes, and it takes on the mantle of where your car is going as well, then it can speed the whole process right up. So transition from Ethereum 1.0 to Ethereum 2.0, which is called Serenity, I'm just trying to give you a very brief overview of what's happening just now, is happening just now. Serenity is kind of just happening just now, but we still have to transition over from ETH1 to ETH2 as well. If you've got 32 Ethereum tokens, you could stake that. So you could send your ETH1 tokens over to ETH2, which will be coming up, and you can stake it, and that it has to be at least 32 tokens. Otherwise, we'll be able to. There's not going to be a problem transferring, but it's all going to transition quite seamlessly through sharding as well. But this is on the ethhub.io. If you look at ethhub.io or docs.ethhub.io, you'll see all this as well. And I'll put a link to this down below as well. But there's a lot of things coming up. It's not just about staking. So they're moving from a proof of work to proof of stake. And this is a kind of system they're going to be using. And that's coming up soon, otherwise kind of known as Casper, but they're kind of putting that into ETH.2 as well. So that's coming up. It's not going to happen overnight. So we're not going to get ETH 2.0 next week or the week after. But Vitalik Buterin does say it does want it as quickly as possible, and they're trying to push that through. And Ethereum got a huge development network team, and people are joining that team all together, loads more and more all the time. So they've got a huge team going on just now, a development team, and they're really working on it. And I think it could be, it's going to be, I think it's going to be amazing once kind of ETH 2.0 really gets into place, or Serenity comes into being. So we've spoke about shard chains, we've spoke about that as well. I think that's what's going to speed the whole kind of network up altogether. So we're talking about scalability. sharding brings the scalability to Ethereum, or it does, part of it does as well. We know about, we've got the upgrade, the EVM. This phase will endow shards with EWASM as EVM as well. And what else? So there's a lot more going on than just kind of staking as well. So it's going to speed up the whole kind of network there as well. So each shard will manage a virtual machine based on EWASM. So EWASM basically is kind of future-proofing Ethereum, if you will. So it's like kind of quantum computing. It's getting into the realms of quantum computing. So it's going to future-proof going forward. It's going to future-proof Ethereum as well for quantum computing, if you will. It's kind of that's how I understand it. So from that point of view, it looks really good. I'm talking about the network itself, looks really good. So staking, I was just kind of looking at staking as well. You're not going to get much for staking. I think it's going to be about, is it 3% or something? 3.44% roughly, adjusted rewards for that as well. But still good if you want to stake, and that I think is going to have to be higher if Ethereum kind of are looking to get more and more people to stake as well. So a lot of people have kind of Dash, it's like a masternode. If you think of masternodes as kind of staking, it's very similar to that. If you think about it that way, a lot of people have Dash, and if you can have bought Dash masternode way back in the beginning, you'd have a lot of money just now. But we're not at the beginning for Ethereum. This is not the beginning of the story for Ethereum. So it's going to be, it's not going to be quite the same rewards that you're going to get, but we're still having staking on it as well. This is something I find really interesting. This is the kind of crux of kind of why I think Ethereum is going to explode. The DeFi space, I'm just going to look at the DeFi space just now. I didn't bring it up. I was looking at it somewhere else and I kind of lost it. But the DeFi space itself we know it's going to be huge. There's loads of people talking about the DeFi space. We've got DeFi Pulse kind of talking about it. We've got 884 million total value locked up in the DeFi space just now. That's the highest it's been. I think this is the actual highest. January 31st is the highest. And you can see Maker has 511 locked up, 511 million locked up, and it's on the Ethereum chain just now. You can see if you go down, all this is kind of locked up, but it's all on the Ethereum. Most of it's on the Ethereum chain. Lightning Network there, 8.3 million on the kind of Bitcoin chain. Well, so the top 20 essentially are on the Ethereum chain. DeFi is going to dominate 2020. DeFi is going to dominate 2020. However, if we look at other uses for blockchain and underlying the Ethereum network as well, Swiss firm poised to launch compliant IPO on Ethereum blockchain. This is from Cointelegraph, and this is from a couple of days ago actually. This is what I was going to report on yesterday, but didn't. So Swiss regulators have given the go-ahead for what's purportedly the country's first fully compliant initial public offering on a blockchain. Overture will launch a compliant IPO and offer ordinary Class A shares natively on the Ethereum blockchain using smart contracts provided by Zug-based Eurodax on the Ethereum blockchain. An IPO. This is a hybrid kind of model, if you will, for traditional finance and kind of decentralized finance, DeFi. This is what's happening just now. This, and I think there's another one, INX, and there's details still to be kind of told about that as well. But this in and of itself could be huge for Ethereum. This alone could be huge for Ethereum. Another thing as well that could be huge as well is this is a slice of prime Zurich real estate sold on the blockchain. So this was a couple of days ago as well. A building on Zurich's most exclusive shopping street has been converted into a blockchain-powered investment following a CHF 130 million, which is $134 million sale, as the latest attempt to unlock the value of bricks and mortar using digitally coded tokens. Essentially, tokenization. Now, a lot of people aren't kind of really talking about tokenization big much because we're all focused on the DeFi space, but tokenization for Ethereum as well could be absolutely massive. And I don't think it's going to stop at real estate. I think what is going to happen in tokenization, what we're going to see more and more, if you think about your favorite football team or a soccer team or kind of American football team, if you think about, imagine you're trying to get a couple of the best players in the world. You want to bring them to your team, but your team can't afford it. Imagine if all the fans got together, tokenized that player and just said, okay, if we like an IPO, you're kind of raising something like that, or an ICO or something, you have to raise, or a Kickstarter kind of project, you have to raise a certain amount of money. But if you raise enough money to buy this player for your club on a smart contract, as a smart contract and on the Ethereum blockchain, you own part of that player. So you're tokenizing a player. Just now, that sounds a terrible way to say it. But essentially that's kind of what it is. It could be something like that. So I'm thinking sports could be really, really big for tokenization, and even books could be good for tokenization in the publishing world as well. I've been thinking, because I'm kind of doing that just now. I'm in the middle of self-publishing a book. I'm just going to edit it, so I'm going to self-publish a book. But tokenization of a book, a contract, if you will, as well, instead of the normal publishing industry, could all go onto the blockchain, and different publishing houses are going to offer you kind of money for your book, or you could get fans tokenization of your book as well. They own a part of that as well, and the value goes up because of the scarcity of the actual coin for that particular book or that particular series or something. It just kind of blows your mind when you start to think about tokenization and where it could go. The real estate is one obvious one, but I think tokenization of people, as strange as it sounds, I think is going to come more and more to the fore. I don't think I've seen any news stories about tokenization of people. There probably is, but I don't think I've seen any. But I see that coming. Maybe not 2020, but I see the tokenization of people coming very, very soon as well. So look out for that. But it'd be interesting to see your thoughts. What else could be tokenized? You could have anything kind of tokenized as well, if we think about it. Anything that we kind of buy, we could have a tokenized car as well. Just, I don't know why you'd have a tokenized car, but there's just lots of different ways that tokenization could come into play, and a lot of people are not talking about tokenization, but it could be extremely huge. So that IPOs and the traditional finance world coming in, the stock markets being held on the Ethereum blockchain as well. Imagine all the shares being held in blockchain. Or all your shares being held in blockchain, so you don't have to kind of hold paper shares. A lot of people still hold paper shares, and you don't have to do any of that. But just thinking about if everything was to transfer over to the Ethereum blockchain, how much more valuable Ethereum will be. Now, they could use another network. I don't think that's going to happen, because Ethereum is so established, and they've got a huge network of developers as well. So I think this is why we really have to look at it just now. I'm going to look at the fundamentals just now. I know I've kind of gone on a wee bit. And you'll know a lot about kind of Ethereum as well. A lot of people know about it. It's $182 just now. Market cap is 19 billion. We have had a market cap of 130 billion before. And Ethereum's moved on. What was market cap? We were talking about January 17th, 2018. We're now 2 years. 2 years ago that was. Now we've kind of, Ethereum has changed so much over the space of 2 years, and the end of this year is going to see much bigger changes as well. So this market cap of 19 billion going up to 130 billion, you're talking about 7x? 6.5x from here. This is why I think it's really wise to put your money or start accumulating Ethereum. It might not happen overnight, but I think 2020 is going to be the year that Ethereum really starts to take off. And I think 2-3 years time, you're talking $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for Ethereum. I just think it could be really, really big. So I would start looking at it. Do your own research. Start looking at it as quickly as possible. I'm starting to do it. I'm building up, and I'm buying half an Ethereum here and there, one Ethereum. I'm just, as much as I can, as much as I can afford as well. So that's my thoughts on it. I just think the potential for the Ethereum network is going to be huge. Not taken away from Bitcoin. I still think Bitcoin as a store of value is going to be huge, and I'm still got a lot of money into Bitcoin for my pension fund as well. But Ethereum, I'm starting to focus on more and more as well. And when you're talking about risk, if you're talking about risk analysis, it's riskier to look at kind of small altcoins or small cap coins just now. It's riskier because there's an unknown kind of there. It could be the potential to 100x or 1000x is still there for a small cap if you're buying something at under 1 million market cap, as opposed to buying Ethereum at 19 billion market cap. The risk here is much less if you're buying Ethereum than it is a small cap. So put a lot less money into the small caps. And if you put $500 into a small cap or $100 into a small cap, and at 10x's, you've got $1,000 about 100x's, and you've got $10,000 about 1,000x's, you've got $100,000. But putting money into Ethereum as part of your portfolio should be a big chunk of your money going into that, I believe. But do your own research, put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on, all that stuff. But I think it could be absolutely massive, and just it kind of blows my mind thinking about the possibilities for Ethereum, not just for DeFi. We're not talking about just DeFi, and we're talking about traditional finance coming over onto the Ethereum network as well. Okay, that's my thoughts. It's not 10 minutes. I keep saying 10-minute spotlight, but it's not 10 minutes. I know it's gone over that, but that's what I think about Ethereum. Waiting to stake the 32 ETH. The rewards could be massive. Could be, yes. Debbie C. morning a bit late. Oh, I've said good morning, Debbie. I like the simple explanation, mate. Thank you very much, Kundalini. There will be smaller pools for less than 32 Ethereum. Yes, forgot to mention that. If you want to stake, there will be smaller pools as well. Crypto Dread is in the house. I'm here, better late than never. Exactly. Good to see you, buddy. Basketball player is doing it. Oh, what basketball player? Spencer Dinwiddie. I didn't know that. That's good to know. So that gives me kind of indication of what we've been talking about. Shit, I didn't know that though. I should have known that. Morning all tokenized his NBA contract, 32 million. Wow. Ah, right, that's different. That's different. I think that's different. But I'll need to look at that, Kundalini. Thanks for letting me know about that. Don't tell me I'm addicted to ETH. ETH1. Okay, we're going to look at some news stories as well, and then we'll go on to your charts. If you want me to look at any charts, let me know in the comments just now. 1 second. I think Siri is about to go. That is, I've just scuppered there. Right. Oh, this is interesting as well. A really interesting story. 5 of the most expensive NFTs sold in 2019. So the non-fungible token market is one of the most exciting spaces in crypto right now. Significant investments have been made on non-fungible tokens as people diversify their decentralized portfolios in the hope that this promising market continues to grow as we begin 2020. So let's take a look at 5 of the most expensive NFTs sold last year. What is an NFT? It's a non-fungible token. If you think about it this way, if you were to have, if I was to get the Mona Lisa, I think if you think about the Mona Lisa and you kind of sell it to somebody, that is a unique piece of property, the Mona Lisa. It's never going to change. It's always going to be the same. It's a unique piece of property. So that is a non-fungible token. That's really what it is. Fungible token, Bitcoin, I send it to you. You could break it up, change it, send it to other people, and they send it to other people. So it's all broken up. It's all over the world. But it's not a unique piece of property. With a non-fungible token, it is a unique piece of kind of the blockchain, so to speak. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. The number 5 is God's Unchained Atlas ID, and it's got the ID for it as well. Price is 210 Ethereum, $31,500. And the date was December the 5th, 2019. God's Unchained is a competitive card game on the Ethereum blockchain and is similar to the popular mainstream title Hearthstone. So this is kind of about the games. God's Unchained as well, Prometheus ID, 235 Ethereum, December the 9th, 2019. Crypto Space Commandos Battle Cruiser ID, 250 Ethereum, which is $45,000. Decentraland, the secret of Satoshi's Tea Garden. Decentraland, I think, is going to be big as well. Mana. If you've not seen Mana, take a look at Mana. I said this a couple of months ago. This is talking about, it's a virtual reality platform where you can buy land, virtual land, which seems kind of crazy. but it could be extremely, extremely massive, and I'd start looking at Mana just now. So Decentraland is a virtual reality platform on the Ethereum blockchain. Again, it's on Ethereum. It uses a Mana token, which acts as a platform's currency. The world is split into land parcels, known as land, which were sold by Decentraland and bought by the community. Landowners have the freedom to build strange and unique experiences for Decentraland's explorers to enjoy, and can potentially monetize these experiences. Sounds crazy, but virtual reality is going to be huge as well in the next couple of years. We know that. It's going to change so much in the next couple of years, and virtual reality on the blockchain is going to be massive as well. Think about that. But that one was for $80,000. That was the secret of Satoshi's Tea Garden, $80,000. And F1 Delta Time, the Apex Racing Car 111, price 415 Ethereum, $113,000. So in March 2019, game development studio Animoco Brands announced that it secured an agreement with Formula One to develop and publish a blockchain game. The game, F1 Delta Time, allows players to own a digital version of a Formula One race car through the use of non-fungible tokens. Really, really interesting space, this. Really interesting. So check out NFTs as well, non-fungible tokens, and check out Mana as well. And they're on Binance. Tone Vays predicts when Bitcoin price is going to rally above $10,000. So we spoke about this. Stuart was telling me about this at the beginning. If you were here, but I had this as a news story. So former Wall Street Tone Vays is close to turning into a raging bull. For this to happen, Bitcoin has to print a clear higher low, and then surge above $10,000 on its way to a new higher high. So what he's saying is, Vays says that Bitcoin is yet to form a higher low after this mini bear market. He predicts that Bitcoin is going to get rejected somewhere above 9,700. Which will be ideally followed by a pullback to no lower than 7,900. If that's the lowest it's going to go, I think that's good, which Tone Vays is saying here. This area is indicated by the blue on the chart below. So a lot of lines here. This is the line that he's talking about, that he sees it kind of coming back down to, and then kind of going back up. After that, Vays foresees that Bitcoin could rally above $10,000, which would be enough to turn him into a bull for the next 4 years. This is a 4-year cycle, and the kind of Bob Lucas talks about as well. If you've not seen Bob Lucas, check out Bob Lucas as well. And Tone Vays is saying the market is very close to turning me into a bull for the next 4 years. So that's Tone Vays. People still listen to Tone Vays. I think he's just another voice, kind of in the crypto world, another one to kind of look at for doing your own research as well. Stablecoin Ethereum flip could lead to mass adoption, claims Binance CEO. So stablecoins in the cryptocurrency sphere have had a polarizing effect on a community since their emergence, and Changbin Zhao is talking about this. Just kind of quickly do it here. I know we're running out of time. Many of us early adopters don't like stablecoins, but fact is that's what's needed to help us cross the chasm, as most new crypto people will still think in fiat base for a while to come. Now, I do agree with that. We're always thinking, okay, how much is Bitcoin worth in dollars? We're always thinking that, so we're still going to have that fiat mentality. I wish that's not the case, but we live on Earth, not utopia. This was talking about from Changbin Zhao. So what they're saying is stablecoins have really taken over, and there's been seen as native Ethereum cryptocurrency flipped in relation to the cumulative transfer volume of those stablecoins. In other words, Ethereum's economy is now dominated by stable value transfer. So they're talking about the transactions on the Ethereum network, and it's dominated by stablecoin transfers. But I think that's going to change what we've been talking about earlier on with Ethereum as well. I think that's all going to change as well. But this is going to be a part of it. Stablecoin is going to be a huge part of it as well. Litecoin price gains 22% as chart cup and handle targets 100. I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. I said it was going to get up to 100, and they're saying it here with this cup and handle. We can see here, cup and handle. I don't know if we can enlarge that. We can. So from here, I would say from here, you get a cup and handle. And I showed you that a couple of weeks ago as well. And we're heading towards that $100 range as well. Obviously helped by the Bitcoin price going up in dollar value. But they're talking about Litecoin, so the big caps are really kind of starting to get some attention now as well. 1 million isn't enough for retirement anymore. Is it time for Plan B, which is Plan Bitcoin? So this is from a report. These days, a 1 million retirement nest egg is not even close to enough. So they're saying even $1 million is not enough to retire on. Now, I think over here in the UK, £1 million would be enough, which is $1.25 million. I still think that could be just enough to retire. It depends on what age you retire, I suppose. So what is retirement? Is it going to be 50? Is it going to be 60? Is it going to be what we are over here in the UK? Is officially 67, which will probably go up. Could be 75. So it just depends on what age you retire, I suppose. So, but they're talking about Plan Bitcoin. Should you be investing in Bitcoin because there's going to be $1 million poverty, whereby you're only going to have $1 million and you're going to be poor if you have $1 million for your pension. Don't think that's going to be the case at all. But the correlation between the dire financial future for millennials and their appreciation of Bitcoin and the evolution of the financial space is not too surprising. For the millennials looking to their retirement and faced with negative interest rates, another financial crisis, and the relatively pointless advice of earn more or spend less, Bitcoin is far more welcoming. I do agree with that as well. So I think we're going to see this as well. This is just another reason that Bitcoin price is going to go up. And another reason to hodl Bitcoin as well. Okay, that is the news as well that I wanted to talk about today. If there's any charts you want me to look at, let me know. We'll look at the big ones just now, and we'll do it in the 4-chart screen. I like the 4-chart screen. We'll do it in Ethereum, USD. We'll look at that one first of all. So we can see on the daily, we've crossed over on the daily. That's always a good sign for me. Crossed over at $143. And this is where I said it was going to go up. So what's going to happen, I believe, we're going to get this cup and handle formation again. So we've got here, around about $184. We'll hit that just now. It's going to come down and go back up to $300. I believe that's what's happening at the moment. That's going to happen just now. So we're going to get this cup and handle with Ethereum, but we need to wait and see if that happens. But I've been saying that for a few weeks. It's kind of coming true just now. So $182, I still think is a good time to buy Ethereum. We'll look at Litecoin. And in fact, we'll look at Ethereum BTC. Because this is still interesting as well. So we've broken out that descending triangle that said was going to happen, and it did happen. We've crossed over on daily on Satoshi value as well, and we're crossing back up on the MACD. We've got an RSI of 59.3. Volume needs to be kind of slightly higher for it. So the volume there is kind of showing, it's not necessarily been bought. It's the Bitcoin price is helping it with the dollar value, but we're still buying it. The volume is going up as well. Crossed over on the daily. So we need to kind of look at that. Look at the weekly as well. Where's it going on the weekly? So it's starting to come up. It's bouncing off a kind of low there. 1.72 million Satoshi is bouncing off that. And that was a double bounce from there. Hopefully we're going to get a crossover on the weekly. That will be extremely bullish as well for Ethereum. So we'll look at Litecoin, USD. Where we're going with Litecoin. Crossed over. We've got that kind of cup and handle as well. And we've got the $0.69. That's where I put resistance. We're just hitting that just now. The next one is around about the 93, or I'm just going to put that up to 100 because I see that as a psychological barrier. There's a technical barrier around about $93, but I see $100 more significant there. So Litecoin looks as if it's going to go up to $100 as well. Might have a slight pullback just now. Look at XRP. XRP is really interesting to me just now. We'll look at Satoshi value, then dollar value. So Satoshi value, we're going down 2,568. So we could be a case of a double bottom or a triple bottom here. If we go down to 2,357, might go down there. I'm more inclined to say it's going to go up. I still think XRP is going to be absolutely massive. I still think it's very undervalued. I think it's getting forgotten about just now because of what's happening with Bitcoin, because of what's happening Ethereum, Litecoin, and the others as well. But XRP is going to have its day. It's going to come back, and it's going to be absolutely massive. So I do think it's going to jump up. The end of this year, I think we're going to be well over $1 for XRP, well over $1. So look at XRP in USD terms. Where are we at? 24 cents. Just now crossed over on daily, but as I said, that's because of the Bitcoin price going up. So crossed over on the daily, and just look at the weekly. So not the all-time low, obviously. 14 cents is probably obviously it's been lower than that. And before we're looking at Bitfinex just now, but the weekly there's not really been a crossover at all, apart from the tried tier at 39 cents. But you know, we did get up to $3 there in that parabolic rise, and there could be many signs that we could emulate this rise from 2017. This could be another kind of big rise for XRP as well. For the others, NEO, I think NEO is just looking really good at the moment. This is a weekly, it's coming up for a weekly crossover, which is never done. And the daily, crossed over on the daily. Let's get rid of this. I was looking at descending and said it was going to break out of there. It did break out big time. So we're going to come up to, we said that we would get to the kind of cup and handle here at $13. Didn't quite get there, $13, but it did get to $12.39. So it's like kind of cup and handle formation there. You can see that quite clearly, rising up, and I think we're going to hit the $20 for NEO as well, particularly when China kind of come back on board. We're hearing less and less of China at the moment, short term, because of what's happening with the coronavirus. So all kind of attention on that, and rightly so. There's attention on that just now. So once that is kind of eradicated, things are much better with the coronavirus. We're going to see later on in the year China coming into the fore, and NEO is going to be the one of the ones that jumps back up big time, I believe. And Cardano, we'll look at USD. So 5.4 cents at the minute. So looking good there. We've got, again, kind of cup and handle formation. We're going to go up to 10 cents for Cardano. And what does that mean? ADA, BTC. So crossed over, and I said I kind of put the resistance lines up here. Resistance at 551, broke through that, and the next resistance was 645. Kind of touched it and didn't quite touch it, broke through to 617. So still to go up to 645, break that, and then you're into no man's land, up to 1,000 Satoshi. So Cardano is going to take a big spike up as well. So I'm really positive about Cardano. What else? The kind of big ones. I'm not going to look at Bitcoin Cash. I just don't believe in them at all. Or Bitcoin SV, just not going to look at. EOS, I think is going to, I'm still not sure about EOS, but I still think it's going to come up. Binance coin, that's a $100 coin waiting to happen as well, so that's another 400% increase for Binance. Ethereum Classic done brilliantly. We kind of said that was going to go up. Tron, I think, is going to come up as well, despite what you think about Justin Sun. And I did think that for a while. I got out of Tron and stopped kind of following it all together, but I still think whatever he does with the marketing, I think he's going to go somewhere. He's just kind of pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. I just think he's going to go somewhere. Monero, I think, is underrated at the moment. I think that's going to go up as well. Dash, we've seen that. We've seen a 100% rise for Dash. I've said that already. And it kind of did go up, so it went up already. It'll have a wee pullback, then it'll go back up again. NEO, 21. It's going to be over kind of billion. Crypto.com, I've been saying this for ages and ages as well. 702 million market cap. I think that's going to be huge. Basic attention tokens doing really well. It's going to Synthetics network in the DeFi space could be huge, same as 0x as well. There's a lot in the DeFi space. Molecular Future looks good. Holo, 105 million still, but I still think it's boom or bust for Holochain. KuCoin shares still think will do well. Just going through them just now. Yeah. MCO, this is the one I would buy. MCO rather than where was it? Crypto.com. That's the CRO. It's like the gas for it. RSR, please, RSR. So look at charts. So I think Reserve Protocol is going to do well. I'll just have a wee quick, just before we go, RSR, BTC, sorry, reserves, right? Reserve price. Right, where are we just now? This is on the 4 hourly. It's coming down just now. We've got a double bottom that happened there. It's coming down again. It's not crossed over. The 70 EMA has not crossed over the 50 EMA yet. But so we could get a bounce from this level, around about the 21 Satoshi level for RSR. But we've crossed down over on the 4 hourly. So it has to cross back up over there. If you're looking for an entry point, I would wait on the 4 hourly crossing over, the 70 EMA crossing over the 50 EMA, I'd wait on that. If you're looking for an entry point, still think it's worth holding there if you're holding it just now. Gene is saying like button crush. Welcome, Gene. Good to see you here. Lenny V, please take a look at Chainlink. Chainlink, always good. I think it's under 30,000 now. Link BTC. Yeah, just hitting 30,000. It's back up to over the 30,000 mark. So crossed back over at 27,000. It did get back in the beginning of January, did get down to 24,000. So that still represents a good opportunity as well. But I think people are looking at this as well psychologically. People are looking at this and saying, well, it's gone up 10x already. And they're looking for the next kind of Chainlink, if you will. But this is still going to do well. Chainlink is going to do brilliant. It's under, I think it's 1.2 billion just now for Link. Market cap. I know we shouldn't look at that, but we do. So there's no getting away from it. 1.1 billion that is at the moment. BTC starting to rise. Kevin VT, thanks for that. We'll just finish. I think that's a good way to finish. 9359. So look at it over the last hours. And we'll do it in the hourly chart. So we're coming down. So it's meeting the 50 EMA and kind of bouncing up. So 26th of January, A35 it crossed over on the hourly. Let's get rid of this. So it could be bouncing off the 50 EMA here on the hourly. This is the short-term chart. And you can certainly trade on the short-term. You can trade on the minute chart if you really like. Let's have a look at the minute chart. Crossed up over there. 9328, crossing back down over on the minute chart. So it's not something I would kind of trade on. 50-minute chart, yes, what's it look like on a 50-minute chart? So very short term, looks like it's coming down just now. Probably 9,200 we might see today before it bounces back up or goes lower. If it goes lower, we're looking at that 9,000 level again. So if you look at the 50-minute chart, you might be panicking just now, thinking, oh, this is going to come down. But then if you look at the macro view, look at the weekly, you go, oh, that's looking pretty damn fantastic. So it just depends on your mindset, if you're a trader or long-term kind of holder and investor as well. Always like to look at the weekly just to give me some perspective as well. Okay, that is it for the week. So I will split this video up. So I'll do a video for the 10-minute spotlight on Ethereum. I'll do a video for the news, and I'll do a video, just this kind of live video will be up as well. So please share this. Last one out, please hit that like button and have a brilliant weekend. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.